all the battles that every worthy knight did of Arthur's court. After this Merlin departed from his master and came to King Arthur, that was in the castle of Evergreen, that was one of the castles that stand in the forest of Sherwood, and Merlin was so disguised that King Arthur knew him not, for he was all well begirt in black sheepskins and a great pair of boots and a bow and arrows, and in a russet gown and broad wild piece in his hand, and it was on the morn after Candlemas day that King Arthur knew him not. Sir, said Merlin unto the king, will you give me a gift? Wherefore, said King Arthur, should I give thee a gift, Earl? Sir, said Merlin, you were better to give me a gift and that it is not in your hand than to lose great riches, for he is in the same place where the great battle is a great treasure hidden in the earth. Who told thee so, Earl? Said Arthur. Merlin told me so, said he. Then Ulfius and Brastias knew him well enough, and Schnauzer, and these two knights it is, Merlin master speaketh unto you. Then King Arthur was greatly abashed and had marvel of Merlin, and so had King Ban and King Bors, and so they had great disport at him. So in the meanwhile there came a damosel that was an earl's daughter. His name was Sinam, and her name was Lionors, a passing fair damosel. And so she came thither for to do homage as other lords did after the great battle, and King Arthur set his love greatly upon her, and so named was Bori. That was after a good night of the Table Round. Then there came word of the King Rains of North Wales, made great war of King Leodegrance of Cambriard, for the which thing Arthur was wroth, for he loved him well, and hated King Rience, for he was always against him. So by ordinance of the three kings that were sent home unto Van Whip, all they would depart for dread of King Claudius, and Variance, and Antonides, and Gratian, and Leonces of Paeani, with the leaders of those that should keep the king's lands. Chapter 18. How King Arthur, King Ban, and King Bors rescued King Leodegrance, and other incidents. And then King Arthur and King Ban and King Bors departed with their fellowship, the 20,000, and came within 6 days into the country of Camelard, and there rescued King Leodegrance, and slew there much people of King Rience, unto the number of 10,000, and put him to flight. And then had these three kings great cheer of King Leodegrance, that thanked them of their great goodness, and they would revenge him on his enemies. And there had Arthur for the first night of Guinevere, the king's daughter of Camelard, and ever after he loved her, after they were wedded, as it telleth in the book. So briefly to make an end, they took their leave to go into their own countries, for King Claudius did great destruction on their lands. Then said Arthur, I will go with you, nay, to the kings you shall not at this time, for ye have much to do yet in these lands, therefore will depart, and great goods that we have gotten in these lands by your gifts we shall wage good knights and withstand the King Claudius malice, by for grace of God, and we have need we will send to you for your succor, and if we have need send for us, and we will not tarry by the faith of our bodies. It shall not, said Merlin, need that these two kings come again in the way of war, but I know well King Arthur may not be long for you, for within a year or two he shall have great need, and then shall he revenge you on your enemies, as ye have done on his. For these 11 kings shall die all in a day. Mind the great might and prowess of arms of two valiant knights, as it telleth after, their names be Balin le Savage, and Balan his brother, and that they be marvellous good knights as ye any living. Now turn we to the 11 kings that returned unto the city, that hight Sorhat, the which city was within King Orient's, and they refreshed them as well as they might, and made leeches search their wounds, and messenger had told there was come unto their lands people that were lawless as well as the Saracens, 40,000, and have burnt and slain all the people that they may come by without mercy, and have laid siege on the castle of Onsborough. Alas, said the 11 kings, here is sorrow upon sorrow, and if we had not warred against Arthur as we have done, he would soon revenge us. As for King Leodegrance, he loveth Arthur better than us, and as far as King Rience, he hath enough to do with Leodegrance, for he hath laid siege unto him. So they consented together to keep all the marches of Cornwall, of Wales, and of the north. So first they put King Iris in the city of Nantes in Britain, with 4,000 men of arms to watch both the water and the land. Also they put in the city of Windesan King Nentres of Garlot with 4,000 knights to watch both on water and on land. Also they had on other men of war more than 8,000 to fortify all the fortresses in the marches of Cornwall. Also they put more knights in all the marches of Wales and Scotland with many good men of arms, and so they kept them together the space of 3 years, and ever allied them with mighty kings and dukes and lords. Then to them fell King Rience of North Wales, the which and Nero that was a mighty man of men. And all this while they furnished them and garnished them of good men of arms and victual, and all manner of habiliment that pretendeth to the war, to avenge them for the battle of Bedegraine, as it telleth in the book of adventures following. Chapter 19. How King Arthur rode to Carlileon of his dream, and how he saw the questing beast. And after the departing of King Ban and of King Bors, King Arthur rode unto Carlileon, and thither came to him King Lot's wife of Orkney, and manner of the message which he sent thither to spy the court of King Arthur, and she can richly be seen, with her 4 sons Wayne, Gaheris, Arberwain, and Gareth, with many other knights and ladies, for she was a passing fair lady. Therefore the king cast great love unto her, and desired to lie by her. So they were agreed, and he begat upon Mordred, and she was with his sister on his mother's side Ivory. So there she rested her month, and at the last departed, and the king dreamed a marvellous dream, whereof he was sore adread. But all this time King Arthur knew not that King Lot's wife was his sister. Thus he was a dream with Arthur. Him thought there was come in this land griffins and serpents, and him thought they burnt and slew all the people in the land, and then him thought he fought with them, and they did him passing great harm, and wounded him fall sore. But as he lastly slew them, when the king awaked, he was passing heavy of his dream, and so to put it out of the thoughts, he made him ready with many knights to a riding a hunting. As soon as he was in the forest, the king saw a great hart afore him. This hart will I chase, said King Arthur, and so he spurred the horse, and rode after long, and so by fine force off he was like to have smitten the hart, whereas the king had chased the hart so long, that his horse lost his breath, and fell down dead. Then a yeoman fetched the king another horse. So the king saw the hart ambushed, and his horse dead. He set him down by a fountain, and there he fell in great thoughts. As he sat so, thought he heard a noise of hounds, the sum of 30, and if the king saw coming toward him the strangest beast that ever he saw or heard of. So the beast went to well and drank, and the noise was in the beast's belly, like unto the questing of 30 purple hounds. But all the while the beast drank, there no noise in the beast's belly, and therewith the beast departed with a great noise, whereof the king had great marvel. And so he was in a great thought, and therewith he fell asleep. Right so there came a knight afoot unto Arthur, and said, Knight, fall of thoughts and sleepy, tell me if thou sawest a strange beast pass this way. Such one saw I, said King Arthur, that it is past 2 mile. What would ye with the beast? Said Arthur, Sir, Sir, I have followed that beast long time and killed 9 boars, so would God I had another to follow likewise.